Hello!
Yay! Hi!
It's Susan and Andrea on one screen today.
It's crazy.
Quick backstory on why we're together. I don't know where to look. Okay, we're here. It's
I
on
know, right?
the whole thing is just different
I
right now. We are together.
Yay!
We're together at my home, Boise, Idaho. And the reason we're together is so that we could plan stuff for CF 2.0 Geek Out community and our new Geek Out Academy members that are I don't know, been a couple of weeks, but we've got stuff coming for you.
We have stuff for you guys.
Yes. Say hello if you are here.
I love that OMG, but I don't know who it is.
Trying to get it up. There it is.
There we go.
Oh, it's Dan.
There we go. Hey, Dan.
Okay, let us know if you can hear us. We'll try not to talk over one another. I don't know how the mic's doing. It's actually probably could be moved slightly, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's a horrible idea.
Dan would tell us if it wasn't good.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna leave it where it's at. Okay. All right. So we have this is kind of like a State of the Union. Here's what's happening. We've been planning for 2 days now, and we have things to share. Have to add to stream.
We took a quick break from your regular scheduled broadcasting system.
Is this still the same stream?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully they didn't hear all of the comments that we're making when it went out. Okay. We're unmuted. We're good. Let us know that we're here and you can hear us. I think we're okay. We're back to it. Okay.
Okay, can I just say really quick too, for those of you who have not done a system like this, so on this screen is live, like Susan and I are talking and there's like all the setup and we're good, right? And then there's always like the awkward, like, hey, we're looking at you guys, now we're looking at each other, now we're looking at you guys, right? But that's fine, like we can navigate that. But what's really crazy, and this is a total random side note, is if anybody's familiar with like Dwight, this episode of Office, where Dwight is sending faxes, where he's receiving faxes from Dwight in the future, right? And it's just Jim playing a joke on him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like top secret, like Dwight in the future. Exactly. So the screen over here is what's actually showing to you guys. And it's like about a minute delay. So I feel like this is Dwight future and this is Dwight in the past. It's really messing me up. But anyway, okay, sorry. Total like random side note.
So it's possible that we actually weren't gone as long as we thought we were gone.
Yeah, exactly. And we're coming to you guys from the future.
Path from the future. Okay. So I think before we dive into it, do we want to, I think I just wanted to address, like, there's been some issues with ClickFunnels lately, 2.0. I know there's been a lot of comments of like, my domain's not connecting, what's going on? And I feel that pain so much. And in that I still am trying to get one connected. So what we're going to be talking about today is what we strongly feel the direction needs to be for it, where we're at now, but also it would, even if everything was perfect rainbows and sunshine with ClickFunnels 2.0, this is still, I think, where we would have ended up anyway.
Yeah.
But we just maybe got pushed here a little bit sooner because we were kind of being forced to.
Yeah.
But I think that it's just important to realize
Hey,
that,
Carson.
again, it's beta. Have some patience if you're trying to run a business. And at this point, I think most of you, if you have ClickFunnels 2.0, you signed up through the annual plan and you have access to ClickFunnels Classic. Go and create your 1.0 Classic account and start building stuff in there if you're having issues with 2.0. But don't let the tech slow you down. Keep moving forward. Get stuff launched, make money, learn, make mistakes, learn, but don't let the tech stop you from moving forward.
I think too, just to be completely transparent with everybody in this group, right? Like, we will continue to be transparent about our thoughts and our, about 2.0 in the State of the Union. We'll continue to say, hey, it's not ready for prime time yet. If you're going to do a funnel hub and a low stakes thing and you're good with risk, go 2.0. But if your livelihood depends on it, go 1.0. That's still our stance. That's what we're telling all of our clients. But I think even more importantly is that instead of, as a community, we invest in the frustration of 2.0, I think we continue to be, we will continue to back ClickFunnels. Like, we do think that it is the best tool in the market in terms of where it is going and the company and the leaders who are making it. So that will continue to be our philosophy. And so I think although we can express frustration and we can navigate that frustration, at the end of the day, I think there's a commitment towards just learning the tool and continuing to grow with that company, because that's where we've put our money on. So anyway, so if that's, and again, like, if that is not your philosophy, that's totally cool. Then, this community isn't the one for you. But if that is your philosophy and you're ready to kind of go all in on ClickFunnels, not 2.0, ClickFunnels, then I think we've made some adjustments to help out just in this like very tough transition between 1.0 and 2.0 that I know all of us are feeling. So so we'll talk about that today.
I agree. Okay. So, I don't know, maybe it is better over here. We might, I don't know. What do you feel?
I like it over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to, I don't even know where should we start?
Well, okay. So first, so initially when we created CF Geek at 2.0, we were going to go all in on just 2.0, but because of the pains, right? And because Susan and I are really well versed in 1.0, and we can like geekify it to no other, and Dan, is right there with us. He's more geeky than us. We're like, we have so many people who are in this group that are at various levels of experience with ClickFunnels in general. And I think that even if you understand 1.0, it actually will help in your 2.0 transition. I think why Susan and I have been able to come into 2.0 a little bit faster than the average person is because we have a solid base in 1.0 and we understand what that is. So we've decided that, and one other thing is we're not as interested in just giving you like the monkey see, monkey do training. And what we mean by that is like, step 1, do this, step 2, do this. And then you just like monkey see, monkey do, right? Again, that's not what we built this community for. It was for people who have a desire to understand why and a deeper, they just want to understand it a little bit deeper so that they can take it further, right? And so we have decided that in the training that we're making for the Geek Out Academy, and then also in these Friday sessions, we are going to start to include 1.0 in some of the discussion and some of the hacks and the things that we do in 1.0 to deliver for our clients, in addition to 2.0 while we're in this transition. So it's going to include both things. So we have 2 really important parts of the equation. There's actually 3 parts of the equation, but today we're going to talk about 2 of the parts. So the very first part in the equation is what we call the core Geek Tech Stack. So this is the tech stack that, again, you have a lot of choices when it comes to the tech that you choose to use. And actually, you know what we should show them first is the human the triangle.
Cool.
Yeah, let's do that first. So why we do what we do is, at the end of the day, we want to help an entrepreneur and a human connect with and through technology, right? Like that's what drives us. That's what we ultimately really, really want to do. So if we think of that triangle, right? Entrepreneur human to another human, with and through technology. Now, this is a really, really difficult problem space because humans are endlessly complex and have a ton of dynamic variables, and technology can be pretty complex, especially if you don't understand it. And as much as we want to pretend like technology will like fade into the background if it's designed well enough, in my 20 years of being in technology development, that has never been true. And I've worked with the biggest enterprises in the world in their tech, and it continues to not be true. The tech is just not there yet. And so I think we have to have a healthy understanding of the technology and the constraints of that technology in order to do whatever we can to help that human to human connection. So having said that, we need to understand the tech that we're using. Now, there is a ton of tech choices that you have out there. I think almost every single one of the clients that I have been able to work with, one of the biggest pain points is, I don't know what tech to use, or I don't know how to use my tech, or I don't even know what my tech stack is, or I don't even know why I have that tech, right? And so it's important that we say like, okay, we have a tech stack that we recommend and that we back, and that we deeply understand in order to help us remove as many of the tech constraints as possible and do what we ultimately are trying to do, and that is connect humans, right? An expert to their people, or whether it be, whatever it is that you're selling or doing or connecting, right? Okay, cool. And I love, hey guys, I'm just doing a quick check-in on the comments.
Oh, here we can go back to Facebook. We gotta see who's
commenting. And Carzon is having some trouble with the DKIM, DNS, and settings and text. Yep, I hear ya. Carzon, if you put a comment in the group, Dan is incredible at responding to those. And if he doesn't, we can jump in and help you on that. No problem. No, we're really together. Right? It's real. And then yes, and I'm kind of monkey, but that's why I'm here. That's okay. If you're like a monkey see, monkey do now, but you're like geek curious, we'll accept you. No worries. Yeah, we got you. Okay. So and I know short stack. Yes. Okay.
Pancakes.
Yes. Short stack of pancakes. All right. So back on track. So going to, if this is the equation, right? Human to human through and with technology, we have to understand the tech stack. So we have, okay, don't get scared when you see this. All right. So we're like, okay, well, if that is true, then what is our core geek tech stack that we are going to geek out about in addition to ClickFunnels? And when ClickFunnels says, I'm going to be the all-in-one solution with 2.0, I think we get really clear about, well, what does that mean in terms of your current geek tech stack, right? And so what we did is we have some phases. Yeah. So we have 4 phases of an entrepreneur and what their tech stack might look like. And by tech stack, I mean their geek tech stack, right? The ones we would recommend. So like when you're first becoming an entrepreneur, I am a big believer actually that you shouldn't have a funnel. I think you should really work on list generation and cash flow. You do not need a lot of tech. You can go super low tech when you're first beginning, right? So if you just think about the key activities that you have to do when you're first beginning, that is connect with leads, receive payment, and fulfill on the promise, right? And so when you're looking at that, you might need a meeting tool, Zoom, a Calendly tool. We recommend Calendly. There's also another one out there that's an up and comer, but I'm not going to mention it yet. And then email, right? Which Gmail is the best option. Then your payment, I'm always going to recommend Stripe because I think PayPal is the devil. So, but so Stripe would be the recommendation. And then a CRM. And we talked a lot about whether you need a CRM or not. And I'm still going to advocate for start early with good practices with a CRM, especially because you can get it so cheap. So that would be your core tech stack. And if the tools of the trade, you can ignore that. That's actually for our agency folks. Yeah.
It really just be this.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it, right? Now, if you're in this tech stack, the geek out community might not be the place where you want to start, right? Like just like use the core tech, you know what I mean? Or like just take a couple of our trainings around Active Campaign maybe. But that is, just focus on getting the leads and starting the cash flow. Okay. But now let's go over to your a little bit more advanced and mature in your entrepreneurial practice. And you're going to start to increase your traffic stuff, right? So you're going to have organic traffic is what I highly recommend. I think if you're not at the point where you're making at least 10 to 30K consistently a month, I really don't think you have any business doing paid ads, but I'm sure somebody would be willing to fight me on that. And I'd love that conversation, but that's my personal opinion. And then, so you might focus on traffic, organic traffic, and then connecting with leads, receiving payment, fulfillment. You still have the key activities, but now you can see that we've added some more into the geek tech stack, right? The core tech stack, which is we back group track. So Group Track is an amazing tool, and we will do whatever we can to actually see if we can get Group Track Jenna Larson on here to talk about that one. It's an incredible piece of technology that helps in organic traffic. Then your lead gen, ClickFunnels, we all know and love that.
Think like opt-in page,
Yep.
lead magnet,
Yep.
just basic. Yeah.
Basic. Yep. And then connect with leads. This is the same. We just added that CRM up there now. And then receive payment. Again, the one thing we've added here is funnel scripts. We went back and forth on funnel scripts. We'll talk about that in a second, but just something to be able to help with copy, right? And then you have your payment gateway. And because you have a system that you're starting to put in place, you do need to have a really good domain system, right? And so that would be that combo that we love, which is Namecheap and Cloudflare. And then the fulfillment, it still is ActiveCampaign, and your main content hub is ClickFunnels, One Pager, Drive, and Vimeo. And that's the magic combination inside of a core Geek Stack, right? And we'll be talking about that more. But so this is, again, if we're thinking about, all right, if a geek really focuses on how do humans connect with and through technology in order to deliver my thing, this would be the core tech that you would want to become intimately familiar with so that, again, you can remove constraints and deliver to your people. All right. So,
Can I
go
just
ahead.
interject? Because this is my bad. I was the one putting icons and deleting icons.
Yes.
I think this is actually not supposed to be here yet.
Not yet.
That's for later.
Yes.
Because One Pager isn't really core at this moment. And then is your argument funnel scripts is the same, right?
It is. Yeah, I think it's kind of the same. It's not
core.
quite needed
Okay.
yet. I think
So
it
we're
definitely helps. But
augment that graphic for a moment. Those are
So-
not things that you need. And that's my bad for not deleting those earlier.
no worries. We're going so
okay.
fast. Okay, and the question is, you mean low tech but still have ClickFunnels?
I think that they
No,
were talking
sorry.
about over here.
Yeah, ignore the tools of the trade. I think it's confusing.
Because we're on the agency.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's my problem. I'm on the wrong. Hold on, guys. I figured out what the problem is. We're gonna undo a few of those deletions, wherever that went. Okay, we're actually supposed to be here. Oh, that's still gonna show the same thing though.
You can just delete that one since I think it's because we copied agency.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay. So we're just coming back up here.
Okay.
Next phase.
Yeah. So sorry for the confusion on the low tech on the phase one that you wouldn't have ClickFunnels yet.
So just a quick explanation that because I think a lot of you have actually come into this group because you're like, I see the future of being a funnel builder. I can see making a business for myself. So what this is showing is like to actually have a business in this phase, this is really all that you need. But if you're a funnel builder and your service is literally building funnels for people, then you're going to need ClickFunnels just because you got to learn how to use it. But you're not using ClickFunnels at this point for lead gen or sales or like for your own business. You're only using it to learn at this point.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean by tools of the trade. So you'll see that maybe a few more times here, and that's what we mean.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So now we're going to grow a little bit in our entrepreneur business, and our Geek Stack is going to expand a little bit. So this is where we really start to up our organic traffic game. And so this is where we start to have a community. So for instance, our Geek Out community is a prospecting group, right? So we, of course, didn't, and that wasn't our intention, but that is what it's turned into. And what a prospecting group is it's really just a place where you can nurture and care for the people who potentially want to come into your world. So, and again, the tools inside of that space, we would recommend Group Track and Facebook Group is the magic combination. And then you can see the other tools that got added at this point is you might start to introduce like text messaging, right? Because we know that conversions on text messaging is better than conversions in email. So if that's the case, then we would add my tool of the trade. And what we recommend is the justcall.io, which natively integrates with ActiveCampaign. In full transparency, I don't love this product, but like I love the other ones, but I have tried a lot of the other ones out there and it is the best one with ActiveCampaign as our core tech stack option.
Since we're on the subject, I don't know how many of you caught Jimmy's comment on one of our posts in the group. I think it was Rachel S. Lee asked about it. Is that the right one? Yeah, the SMS messaging. And Jimmy said that, so conversations is something that's in 2.0 that's coming soon. And he says that we'll be able to have it says conversations app in sales, functional, but coming soon. And that there's going to be an entire interface for you to communicate back and forth in the conversation section of the app. So in addition to SMS messaging, there will be conversation. So ActiveCampaign currently has something like that, right?
Not really. It's not very good.
Okay,
to be honest.
so that's exciting to see.
Yeah.
Like, there's potentially going to be a solution that will replace that.
Yeah. Super, super cool. And just for a little like geek tidbit. So all of these text messaging tools all run on the like on Twilio, but Twilio has such a horrible UI and UX experience that all of these companies have made a crap ton of money, basically putting a better user experience on top of the Twilio engine. So I would imagine that 2.0 probably is fueled by Twilio, but all you need to do is put a better UI on it and it's like a good quick win. So that's awesome. Yeah. And thanks, Jimmy, for just continuing to update us on all the latest. Okay, so then the next one is on the fulfillment. And again, this is where you're going to get into those core things. So we believe in ClickFunnels for like membership areas and content hubs. And then you'll also probably start to up your analytics game at this point. So you would want to invest in something like, Google Analytics, even if you just slap a little bit down there, right? It's better than nothing. And then finally, you're going to get into the third phase. And this one is really where your core geek stack starts to get a little bit bigger because of just the scale and the greater need for automations. And so in this one, you can see that we've added some sophistication in our lead gen technique. I am a huge fan of survey funnels as the primary lead gen technique. I think it fosters curiosity, and at least for my type of clients who are all pretty much in like the coaching or personal development or increasing, some kind of personal skill set. I call it the infinite game stuff, the stuff that you're never, ever going to like master, but you just continue to try to refine and get better at. Survey lead gen funnels is like the best way. Now, I got to keep it real. The survey funnel in ClickFunnels 1.0 is not so good. And I don't have a lot of faith in 2.0 for this particular survey funnel. And the reason is because I think what they've done is they've managed to give us the front end, right? Where like you can answer questions, but what you do with that data and present it back to the customer, and then what you can do in terms of your customer segmentation and targeting on the back end is the whole reason that you do a survey funnel. And so if you can't do those two things, then it's not really worth it, even if you could do it on the front end, right? So there's two other tools that I use. So Typeform, which you're going to use in a couple different places, but Typeform is glorious, and it seamlessly embeds. And then Score App is another one out of the UK that is an amazing tool that really helps in terms of like, let's say that somebody takes a quiz and then they want to get back a very customized report. Score App does that, and it's incredible. So I would, if you're using survey funnels in order to do your organic traffic, which is the option I would highly recommend, those are the two tools that you would add into your core geek stack. And then you also probably at this point are starting to get into paid ads because you're probably at that 20 to 30K a month at least. And then you're also probably an affiliate system, which again, the affiliate system I currently recommend is First Promoter. We both use that, but I will say that I'm really hopeful about ClickFunnels 2.0 and their affiliate system. So I would love nothing more than to use ClickFunnels for affiliate payouts because the biggest thing with affiliate payout systems for all of those of you in the audience is that a lot of the affiliate systems out there want to control the cart. So like Pay Kickstart, Thrive, Samcart, like they want to control the cart, which is hugely problematic when you're using ClickFunnels because you want ClickFunnels to, well, first of all, you want to make, like that 2 comma club and not have to do any extra effort. But secondarily, it is that, you want ClickFunnels to actually be the thing that controls the experience through the funnel. And the second that you take away the cart function, it makes it a lot harder for ClickFunnels to do what it does best and get somebody to go through your funnel. So First Promoter is the only tool that I know out there. Shout out to Tanner Jones, who turned me on to it. It's the only tool that I know out there that actually allows you to let ClickFunnels continue to control the cart, and it natively embeds via a webhook. So it's pretty awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And also we have up here specializing in thought leader, but this, I would think of phase 3 as like you're scaling your business at this point.
Right. Because especially in thought leader for the agency, I think is why that's there maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then connecting with leads. Again, this is where you would still use group track meetings. You might add something like a webinar fuel because you might have a pre-recorded webinar and you want to get a little bit more sophisticated. And then in terms of email, funnel scripts, Jarvis might also be on there at this point. And then some other ones that you'll see on here is the retention signal system, which we'll talk about later, but that is using Airtable, which we probably need to put on there. An Airtable database to get a little bit more sophisticated in terms of your customer lifetime value, which interestingly enough, if you guys have looked in the CRM in 2.0, they have this little CLV thing that they're just teasing me with. I don't know what the equation is to get to that, but it is super promising in the analytics, where analytics is going with ClickFunnels. So.
Awesome.
Okay.
Where to
so here's the big thing that I would be asking if I was sitting in the audience listening to us right now is like, what are you guys talking about? You're supposed to be talking about 2.0. What are you doing? So again, I'm going to just go back on why did we do this? So the big thing is we think that the magic in this group and the magic that we can give you guys is around this deep understanding of the technical space so that you can help foster the connection between yourself and the people that you serve. Or if you're an agency, help your entrepreneur and the people that they serve. So in order to do that, you have to understand the constraints of the technology. And so that means we have a tech stack that we say, okay, we're all in on this tech stack. We're going to learn it as deep as we can so that we can bend the laws of physics and make it work towards our will, right? And so on that note, this is now going to be the core Geek Tech Stack that we will start to do deeper dives on and have classes on and training on. But again, going back to if we were just to do like a 101 how-to step-by-step on how to use this technology, I don't think that we would be serving you guys at our highest capacity because there is not a single piece of technology on here that we use 100% out of the box as is, right? It just doesn't exist. So we said, well, what's the other part of the equation that people would be super interested in? We have our core Geek Stack, right? But we also have what we're calling Geek Mods. So what a Geek Mod is a Geek Mod is either a piece of technology or a process that allows you to amplify the experience for the end customer and for your entrepreneur because you're adding it to the tech stack, right? Or you're adding it to your process. Now, I believe, and Susan, I think, shares my belief in that I think the reason why you're in this community is that you guys all probably have 100 Geek Mods that you employ every single day. I would bet money that you do. So
should we share this?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do an example of a Geek Mod. Yes.
Let's talk about funnels specifically.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go take care of my little
Okay.
doggy while you talk. Okay.
Our little dog is so cute. Okay, so on the Geek Mod, an example of a Geek Mod would be, first I'm going to talk about CF Pro Tools. So anybody in this community who has not heard of CF Pro Tools, it's incredible. Jamie Smith, shout out to him. He's one of the lead. He actively is involved in a lot of dev on the back end and ClickFunnels too. But he has a product called CF Pro Tools. Now, CF Pro Tools is a perfect Geek Mod. So he does things like, let's say that I want a shopping cart experience inside of a funnel. Well, he has a mod for that. He calls them an add-on or an app, right? That you can just add it on to your ClickFunnels experience and bada bing, bada boom, you have a cart funnel. Or I use all the time his promo code. You're having, Black Friday's coming up, holidays are coming up. You have a promo code that you want to give out to people. Well, CF Pro Tools has a promo code, GeekMod, right? So you modify the technology and you improve it to what you actually want to deliver. CF Pro Tools, awesome, amazing, tons of Geek Mods. Elf Sites is another one that we use all the time. So like right now, whenever you're doing a funnel hub and all of us want to do like the slider, right? With testimonials, right? Or like video slider. Well, right now you can't do that out of the box. And who wants to like sit around and do a bunch of code to make that happen? Well, Elf Site has a ton of modules that allow you to plug and play HTML elements to be able to do things like that. geek mod. So it's a geek mod.
Yes.
So, and the list goes on and on of
Did you talk
all
about
of these geek mods. Yeah,
Did you do a shout out to Dan?
Yeah, Dan. Like, Dan is the ultimate geek mod, right? Like, all of his courses and the little bit of code. I mean, I think from day one, the second that I actually started to deliver an experience that I was even somewhat okay with was because I had Dan's code that made it better. So, like, right now, if you go 1.0 membership out of the box, right, there's 6 automatic problems with 1.0 out of the box, meaning, like, on mobile, the mobile experience is not great because all of the sections, you know, they open up and they don't auto collapse and nobody knows that there's actually content down at the bottom, right? Well, Dan has code that allows you to auto collapse and auto connect people to the content. Geek mod. So we have so many geek mods, and I think that this community probably has 100 more that we're not even thinking of. So we are going to start talking more about the geek mods that we're using. So, and so we have the core Geek Stack plus Geek Mods. That gives you an awesome experience, or at least gives you the closest thing that we could possibly do in this state of the union of tech and humans that we can get. So here's the magical equation: Geek Stack, Geek Mod. You'll see another one up there on Journey Crafting. That is, what you guys have actually seen it if you've been watching. So how we went about creating the opt-in or the opt-in course experience using the learning journey map. Journey crafting framework is really just thinking through the lens of the customer journey, and then making the tech stack or the geek stack and the geek mod to support that intention and that journey. And those are the 3 magical combinations that we believe create happy customers and customer retention. So we will continue. Yes. Great customer experience. Exactly. So we, you know, during these past couple of days, we've really been thinking about, like, how can we serve at the highest level? So we will continue to share our geek stacks plus a geek mod, and then where appropriate, the journey crafting framework, in order to best help you guys to be able to create a great human to human experience as much as possible with the tech in the middle, which is just the way of the world right now. So, all right. Okay. I love this.
I was about to go to that right now.
And the yes, please.
Christopher.
All right. Awesome. I love it. Slick text. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. So this is exactly what I mean. So I think a lot of us have tech that we like, right? And I would encourage you that, you know, what you saw Susan and I present today, that was our recommendation on our Geek Tech Stack, right? But you guys might replace one of those systems with something else that you love. And I think that's great. I think the more of the point is, what is your core Geek Tech Stack, and then just get to, like, super geeky about it and understand it at a deep level, because the more you understand technology, the more that you understand.
We'll fix that in a moment.
Okay. The more that you understand and have the ability to be able to modify and work towards the constraints of that technology. So,
yeah.
So Lisa, your recommendation, those are the kind of conversations. I can almost see, like, everybody have their, like, geek stack picture. You know what I mean? Like,
what's your geek stack?
Yeah. What's your geek stack? You know? And we can, you know, definitely deep dive into that. So,
and I think, like, you may have said this, but kind of a recap if you did, that's like what a geek is in this community. We're going to be, you know, if we're taking on the identity of a geek and we're geeking out, it's whatever you use. This community is going to be always primarily ClickFunnels, and then what we just presented to you. But whatever you use, that is the thing that you need to just dive in, geek out on. That's your thing. So, like you said earlier, learn it.
Yeah.
Learn it so well that you know its constraints. You
Yeah.
know what you might have to add into it as a geek mod to make it do what you need it to do.
And you know the opportunity. I mean, Lisa, I love what you said in terms of, I just want to better utilize the text, right? And so I think a lot of times there's, like, these 2 parts of the equation, right? Where tech is dumb. So tech, it's dumb. Like, it doesn't have any inherent intelligence, right? Like, it just does what somebody programmed it to do, and then what we're telling it to do. So I think the first part of I want to be able to utilize text better, right? Is like, well, give me your dream scenario. You know, like, when do you want to reach out to your people via text, right? That would be the first starting point. Once we understand that intention, which is the journey crafting part of it, now we could say, okay, so this tool allows you to do this, right? Does that meet that intention? If yes, Great, geek mod it. Let's go. If not, then maybe you need a core tech stack difference or you need a different mod. And then I think part of this community is sharing all of those geek stacks plus geek mods and what we were able to do. So Lisa, that hopefully will generate some ideas on how you can better utilize text. Or if you have very concrete questions too, we'd be happy to answer those questions because I use text all the time in all of my client work. So happy to deep dive on that with you if you have specific questions.
Awesome. Hi, Louise. Yeah. Okay. Did we cover everything?
Okay. So I think, let's see, we got our what's brewing. We got our, okay. So we have one more, I think, that we didn't do. And that is, so we think we're going to have about 6 more sessions for the rest of the year. So we'll get that calendar of events out to you guys. And those 6 sessions, we're still going to talk in a little bit about it, but those 6 sessions, we went through every single one of you guys' responses when you joined the group in what you wanted to understand. So, and we have the 6 leaders. So like memberships in 1.0, which we have the most awesome, exciting thing. The most awesome, exciting thing to give you guys and share with you guys that we got Dan to agree to yesterday.
Did we know?
I think so. I'm going to say yes. I think he said yes.
We're just making him agree to it right now anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you are still really wanting to just like get your membership out the door and you don't want to mess around with any of like the risks or anything in 2.0, well, then let's get you out the door in 1.0. And that's what that course is all about. If you want to do 2.0, we will also have another 2.0 course, again, more structured, and the
what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. And then, so 2.0, we'll do a course on that. We're going to do a course on CRM, and that's going to be if you want to use 2.0 as your CRM, we'll again do a step-by-step and the limitations there, thinking about what are the tech constraints. And then we'll also have something for Active Campaign, which is still the CRM of choice for us by and large. And then Funnel Hub will be another one where I know you guys watched us build our Funnel Hub kind of, but we are going to go back to all the different pages of the Funnel Hub and then show you how we geek mod it, which we're really excited about.
We're going to like really make it for real now.
Yes, for realsies.
First one was practice.
Yeah, for realsies.
It
yeah.
was 2.0.
Yep, exactly. Another session that we're going to have is on themes. So the deeper that we dive into 2.0, it is critical. If you really want to be able to bend 2.0 to your will, you have to understand how themes are acting inside of 2.0 because they actually are dictating a lot. And so we're going to do a session just on themes so that you guys, not just how to build a theme, but what are all of the places where themes are connected to. So for awareness, again, with the whole, like, how do I bend it to my will? You have to understand what's driving it in the first place. And themes are doing a lot. And then finally, we'll do a session on blogs. And again, I love what ClickFunnels has done with blogs. And if blogs is more just for like, hey, I want to get my name out there and I want to be seen as a thought leader, but it's not like my primary platform strategy, then I think using ClickFunnels blogs is an amazing decision. If, however, your main content is written, and whether it be short form or long form, and you're using that as a platform play, I'm going to show you during that a mod that you can do using Medium inside of ClickFunnels instead, so that you can leverage the 10 million new viewers that they have every month. So we'll talk about that. Cool. Okay. And then there's a question, can we integrate funnels from a ClickFunnels from a different CF account into 2.0? We integrate funnels from a CF funnel from a different CF account into.
Do you mean like from 1.0 to 2.0? Can you integrate them? Or do you mean from 2 different 2.0 accounts to integrate? I think the answer to both of those are going to be possibly with webhooks and Zapier. But we probably need to know more specifically of what you're talking about. So if you want to go ahead and make a post in the group about what you're trying to do, we can come back and answer that for you.
And what specifically do you want to integrate? Meaning, like, do you just want to be able to send the contact data, for instance? So like, we're building a hub right now where at the bottom they have a newsletter, right? Well, I'm not going to use the CF 2.0 CRM yet. We're going to keep using Active Campaign. So we just made a modification where it's like sign up for the newsletter. When they click on it, it technically takes them over to a 1.0 experience. So it still interacts natively with Active Campaign. So we can, if that's kind of the stuff that you're talking about, we can talk about how you can do some of that stuff. So
yeah. I think that the last thing that maybe we want to talk about is someone had actually asked, I cannot remember who it was, but someone posted in the group just a little bit ago asking about the geek camps and the content and like was that I thought that maybe they were limited time and she was like a little bit confused. How am I going to be able to access these in the future? Because she's not focusing on 2.0 right now, but she wants to make sure that she'll be able to come back to it when she's ready. So moving forward, all of those topics that Andrea just listed out of sessions that we're going to do, those are going to be our Geek Camp sessions that we do probably around 2 hours is how we're doing those still. And those are going to be, we're going to stream them live into this group. They're going to be available for a week, and then we're going to take them down and they're going to become part of the Geek Out Academy. They're going to become an actual course inside of the Geek Out Academy. So if you want to be able to continue to have access to them, you will have an opportunity to join Geek Out Academy. Anything else that we want to say about that at the moment? Okay.
Yeah. And then the Thanks I'm an Active User campaign. Who is that?
Oh, let's jump back over to here.
Lisa. Oh, Lisa. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yes, you've backed the right Geek Stack. I'm very biased. I love Active Campaign, and we can talk deeply about that. And there will be trainings on Active Campaign going forward. Again, it's the whole concept of what do we back? So
yeah, I think just to kind of wrap it up, summarize everything, we're going to start talking about other tech in this group, but the common thread is ClickFunnels. We are always bringing it back to like, we're using ClickFunnels, but where we need to branch out and use other things with ClickFunnels, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to show you how we do that. So it's not like we're changing anything about the group. We're not starting to move away from ClickFunnels or talk about other things instead of ClickFunnels. It's all like ClickFunnels is the glue that's holding everything together, I think is how you can think of it.
Yeah. And then, yes, the Academy is for, if you used our affiliate link, then you have access to the Academy as long as you're affiliate. That's part of the deal, and we can't wait to have you. If you weren't an affiliate with us, that's totally fine. That membership, I don't know if we've said the price. It's super low. It'll just be a monthly access that you can get. Did we say it?
We haven't. I think we haven't actually told them like anything at this point. So are we doing that next week?
Yeah, maybe? Let's do that next week.
We're going to hold on to that to next week so we can be a little bit more prepared.
I really got to beef up my marketing skills, man. But our goal is to make it as accessible as possible. Yeah. So that it will continue to be something that
we're just gonna I'm just gonna say it now. Next week we're gonna launch officially Geek Out Academy, and anyone else who wants to join will be able to join next week.
Yes.
Either on the 10th.
Yes.
We'll say on the 10th is when we're launching that to you.
Yeah, I love it. You're killing me, Smalls. I'm gonna guess it's Christopher.
Hasn't caught it yet.
But in the meantime, Christopher, we will continue the hot seats. So just because we know that there's a little bit of like a ramp up and a delay on our part to get you those Academy sessions. So we will continue the hot seat. So if you want to have a hot seat with us, pretty much you'll get 1-on-2 attention for any question or any build that you're doing, and we're happy to help. So just reach out to us, Christopher, and let us know, and we can get you into the hot seat. So.
Yes. We did not do one this week. Apologies. We've been planning, but we'll be doing them next week.
Yeah.
And weekly after that, unless there's like a conflict, like a holiday.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we come back to this or should we? Okay. So, I'll just put it up here. So he says, yeah, I don't know who this is. So I'm sorry.
It's a crazy name.
I have an account with CF. I signed up for 2.0 with a different email.
Oh, okay.
So you had a 1.0 account. You signed up for 2.0 with a different email. Gotcha. You will, even if you had the same email attached to both, you cannot move funnels from one to the other. So what you could, I think it's okay that you signed up with 2 different emails, because I actually did that same thing. And in your 2.0 account, I don't remember where it's at, somewhere on like the dashboard or on your site settings, you're able to, it's asking you to like connect your accounts together. I went ahead and did that, and it worked. It worked with my 2 different emails, because I have a different email on 1.0 than I do from 2.0. But even if you go through that process, it's really just for billing purposes at this point. You can't share things from one account to the other.
Now, there is a tool out there that Guston mentioned for like a 1-click to get a 1.0 to convert to a 2.0. We're in the process of evaluating that. And so we'll let you guys know what we think. about that. But if you want to explore that, that could be an option if you're wanting to switch stuff over. Again, we'll have more information on that hopefully next week, and we can share. So
yeah.
Okay.
Awesome guys. I want to see Christopher there. All right, I think we covered everything.
Okay, awesome, cool.
Love it.
All right.
Amazing. All right, we'll see you all next week we will do something Thursday.
Yep.
We'll have something Thursday where we'll have a training, and we will have our Geek Out Academy launch offer ready for you to go and say we're not like really good at marketing and selling our own stuff. Not selling our own
There's
stuff.
a reason we're on the fulfillment side most of the time.
We'll have a link. You can go buy it if you want to, but and then we'll have our Friday live too, like we're doing today. So, okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Let us know if you have questions. Come and post them into the Facebook group. If you're watching on YouTube, come join us in the Facebook group if you want to be part of the community and see other content. And if you're in the group and you want to watch on YouTube, go subscribe to YouTube. I think that's all the things.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.